Mark Wilson has taken the Guinness Six Nations by storm in England's back-to-back victories. The 29-year-old is on course to shatter the championship tackling record. Sportsmail hears from the star and those who know him on his rise to the top. I remember when I first rocked up at Newcastle. My PE teacher brought me over, and there's a one-way system when you get to the club. Johnny Wilkinson was driving out in his Golf, and somehow we ended up locking him in. I thought, oh no. Great start. Rob Andrew was in charge of the first team. My ma'am came to one of the sessions in the summer when he had his little shorts on and had a bit of a moment when he walked past. The club sent me to play for Blayton during my second year at unit. Amy, now his wife, was working in the bar. We met at the Christmas party. I was living in a flat with a couple of doormen, and it was a rank student flat. Amy's mum is a proper motherly figure, so instead of going back to the flat for super noodles on a Tuesday night, I'd go back to Amy's mam's. She'd have dinner on the table, a bath run, do your washing, happy days. Chicken dinners at Amy's mam's. I used to have a special plate there that was like a serving dish. Proper Geordie family who'd do anything for you. It was nice. He came over as a teenager for 2 or 3 years. We just started in the national leagues. Every time he played, everybody talked about Mark Wilson. Someone would always buy him a pint after the match. He was never someone to shirk, and people still talk about him that way today. He really bought into the club. He even married our stewardess's daughter, Amy. He did the right things. He wasn't one who you heard tales about. His parents are awfully nice people as well. They came to watch his games at Blayton. Our average gate is probably 200 or 300. If it's Tyndale in the Derby, then maybe it's 1,500. We had a reputation for being a Fendi club. We would always look after ourselves. It's a Geordie saying. Mark is a Fendi bloke. He was always there early, helping out with the coaches, cleaning the changing rooms. You'd never hear anyone say, Mark's a lazy bogger. Mark was not long out of school. There was no doubt about his talent, but what stood out was his work ethic. He was a hard-working, humble, good bloke. That's how he is on the pitch. A lot of the northern clubs had funding disparities, so we needed to be a tight-knit group. Mark really added to that. He had one of the Blayton youth players running out with him as mascot the other day, and that was Mark through and through. He was 19 years old, but he was absolutely realistic in terms of where he was at. The lads would earn enough for a good night out on the Saturday. Probably £50 a match. He would probably have played for nothing, to be fair to the lad. We were a proper rugby club. We had some long journeys to matches down south. Blayton Races was the club song, but we were never sober enough by the end of the bus trip to sing it coherently. The big thing with Mark is, he's a driven bloke, and he's got high standards. Now he's been on tours, and he's been in camps with England. They've seen what he is like on a daily basis, how driven he is, how diligent he is, and how hard he's worked. He sets standards, so if guys aren't pulling their weight or doing what they're supposed to do, Mark will kick their backside and say, "That's not acceptable." He makes sure people aren't messing about. If he sees anyone drifting, he's straight on it, saying, "Sort it out. Get it done." He's always been like that. He's never been the biggest guy in the world, and he's never been the fittest, but he had a goal, he knew what he wanted, and he worked his backside off to get there. He's a genuinely good bloke. That's why everyone is so pleased for him. He's always got time for the lads. He'll sit around and have the credit. He's not shy, but he's not the loud one in the group or the joker. He's just him. Wills is modest, down to earth, and works his socks off. The lads at the club have known how good he is. We all thought that once he got that opportunity, he'd probably stay in there because of how hard he works and how good a player he is. It was just a matter of time until the opportunity came along, and he took it. He's a proper grafter. He's good over the ball. That's one of his big strengths. He'll make 15 or 20 tackles every game and try to get his hands on the ball as much as possible. He runs some nice lines when he gets the opportunity. If you're alongside him, he'll empty the tank. Whoever you're up against, he will go full bore, and he's a tough bloke as well. He'll put his head where some people won't, and he'll tackle anything that comes at him. There's not really a secret recipe to him. He doesn't do X Factor stuff, he's just a proper hard-working lad who gets stuck in. He's not loud and brash, he's quite quiet. He's got a good sense of humor, and he doesn't take himself too seriously. When it comes to the business side of things, he'll get his head on and be serious, but in between he'll have a laugh. Ever since we took Wills to Argentina in 2017, he's unbelievably passionate and proud to play for England. He's become a lot more vocal in training, and he's become a leader in the back row. When we took him on the tour, Amy was expecting the birth of their first child, and it was almost a toss-up about which was more important to him. He is just so proud to play for England, and it's a pleasure to pick him every week because he's that proud and passionate about it. The guys were talking about the Ireland game, and after about 25 minutes, they came in together in a group, and he wandered in and just said, "How good is this?" He's that sort of bloke. You want to work with him, and players want to play with him because of the way he approaches every single day. He works his backside off in training, and you see that in test matches as well. He has played across the back row for us at 6, 7, and 8, and he has done well in all three positions. I think he's become a more genuine threat as a ball carrier. You saw him playing off the base at number 8 in the autumn, and against Australia he carried as well as anyone in our forward pack. Defensively, he's always been very good, and he puts his head over the ball. He's a poach threat.